Guys, this is Nick again, back for another episode of Virtual Tailgate. What we're doing today is the brisket. The brisket, man, there's lots of things to say about the brisket. Mainly, it's tough, fry, just another piece of meat that we're using to fill a void of a meal. There's guys like Jason Gonzalez with Gonzo's Smokehouse setting the standard. Really nothing else like it in the state of Louisiana. Jason's brisket will stand up against Central Texas brisket. The intention of this video is not to say that my brisket is going to be better than Gonzo's, because it's not. It's just simply not. You guys know me, I'm competitive about everything, and but I tell you, brisket is a different animal. Brisket is something that takes repetition, perseverance over the heat and the meat and the fat and the lean and the type of meat. It's a very tricky animal. So, you guys, what you're gonna see in this video is like the time it takes and where I'm looking and what I'm doing, and how simple it really is. Practice makes perfect is great, but perfect practice really makes perfect. So we're gonna take a big old piece of meat. We're gonna only put salt and pepper on the outside. The wood is my most important ingredient. I do use pecan wood when I smoke. We're gonna go and we're gonna watch the temperature. We're gonna try to stabilize our cook temperature at about 275 degrees. Now it's gonna go up and down. And we're just gonna watch our internal temperature until it gets to 203 degrees eventually. There's gonna be a bit of a stall in there. Whenever your temperature is gonna kind of plateau out, you're gonna get through it, but you trust those thermometers and they will take care of you. I am gonna wrap mine in butcher paper today, not foil. I want butcher paper because I don't really like wrapping at all. Butcher paper is going to allow some penetration there through with heat and moisture. It's not going to braise the meat, so you're still going to be able to maintain a bark, which we're going to get before we wrap it. I am going to not moisturize today. We're in New Orleans and it's very humid. I mean, it's gonna be a long day. We're gonna start early in the morning, and guess what? At 4 a.m., still humid, very humid. So I'm gonna do some macaroni, show you a few tips there. Cooking that pasta longer than you're used to be a big thing, because what happens is when you have pasta, and we all love it al dente or not quite so cooked, and may not necessarily have a bite to it, but it's not mushy. We're all worried about it being mushy. If you do undercook your pasta, there's still a little bit of dryness on the inside. So what that's gonna do is all your beautiful sauce that you make, it's gonna soak that up. And what happens to cheese or dairy products, milk, cream, when you extract moisture from it, it wants to break the solids and the liquids. So you're gonna have a break, and your sauce is going to reflect that. So if you overcook your pasta, or in this case, cook it long enough, then it's going to be saturated already. So it's not gonna pull the moisture from the sauce. It's going to stay velvety, stay moist, it's gonna soft. You're gonna notice a difference. Oh my goodness, I'm just thinking about it, and that's the difference. I wanted to put something sharp in there, sharper than cheddar. So we did our white cheddar and our yellow cheddar, and I put some gorgonzola in there. We put some breadcrumbs on the top for a little bit more of a contrast of texture, which is important to me also. Asparagus, I went with, again, a lemon and thyme asparagus. Just threw them in the oven. That's the easiest way to get a different flavor by way of texture. Roast it a little bit until it gets dark on the edges, kind of charred. These are pencil asparagus, so I didn't want to put them on the grill to risk them falling through. So we just put them on a pan, threw them in the oven, salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, lemon and thyme. Beautiful. Now, we all know that this channel is not just about cooking. I was very fortunate. My mom was a great cook, which is why I take up a lot more space than some of you guys. That's the main reason. But we all eat good. So it's not really about that. We're about having a good time. So in the meantime, what do? We're just sitting here waiting on this thing to cook. We also love spending time outside. And I got a few shots of the grass. Now, you guys, I know there's a few of us here in the group that really enjoy lawn care. So check out the lawn care nut, Alan Hain. What's up? Great brisket. Follow these steps, or at least use them as a guideline, and hit us with some comments or concerns. Enjoy. Okay, we're at about 190 right now. So what I'm gonna do is take this brisket out and wrap it. And I'm gonna hurry before we get to this edge right here. pit. We're gonna put it in the ice chest so we can finish. We'll cool down and lock all those juices in. It's a beauty. No rush. Probably gonna take 2 hours. So, see you guys in a few. Hey guys, what a day. Man, we started this thing, lit the pit at about 3 a.m., got the cook on at 4 a.m. I tell you, the last brisket that I bought was a Packer Choice brisket from Restaurant Depot, and you know, great piece of meat, but it took me about 14 hours on the cook to get to 203. So then I had to wrap it and hold it. I mean, everyone left before the brisket was ready. I picked this prime brisket up. The meat was beautiful, obviously, and it cooked in about 7.5 hours. I'm cooking at 275. Let it rest to about 170, and it's so hot outside it started going up at 170. So I had to bring it inside, but it rested fine. We're probably about 2 hours, 3 hours after I brought it inside. You can still see the juice in there. It's got a great bark still, and the brisket is just moist. It's just falling apart, right? But it has enough bite to hold on to the fork. You got the macaroni, cheesy on the inside, and it's baked, so it has that crunch on the top with some breadcrumbs. Then you get you some of that asparagus with the lemon, and it just cuts through everything. What I'm drinking today is a New Belgian 1554. It's a brown ale, and it's not really chocolatey like a sweet drink or anything like that, but it has a round flavor on it, and it goes well with this barbecue. And it just works well. It's surprisingly well. I'm not a huge dark ale fan, but in this instance today, it works. So, let me know what you guys think about this video. Tips, anything you learned from it or didn't. I didn't put a water bath in there, and I didn't spray it. There's some shots of how juicy it still was. I got to attribute that to the New Orleans climate. We're super humid down here, so I think it worked out great. It was a long day, but the rewards at the end, nice. Okay guys, y'all enjoy. Peace.